Today I want to talk to you about abortions. People who talk about abortions make it sound like it's all about babies and killing babies and not being pro-life of babies. But if you are a woman and you got pregnant, let's say, I don't know, because some guy raped you, for example, your life means shit because you are a woman and women's rights don't matter. Yeah, I know. It's super harsh, right? But let me talk you through it, okay? Here's a bit of background. Last week, Georgia in the USA passed a new bill basically preventing women from having abortions from 6 weeks onwards. Just to clarify, at 6 weeks, a fetus is the size of an average, no, not an average orange, hang on. No, not an average plum, but rather more an average nut. Actually, not even a nut. It's more like an average garden pea, but I didn't have any garden pea, so let's just work with a nut. Yes, even at this size, without a name, without a face, not even a brain, this little sweet thing has more rights than the the woman carrying it. Then a few days later, Alabama came up with an even more restricting bill, preventing women from having abortions even if they got pregnant due to rape or incest. Yep, you heard me. If you get pregnant because somebody raped you, and sadly, there is a good chance of that happening with 1 out of every 5 women worldwide getting raped in her lifetime, it is illegal to abort that child. Now, the people who claim to be pro-life are protesting the killing of these innocent babies. Really? Nobody seems to be protesting IVF clinics. IVF procedures produce countless viable embryos that are just discarded. Why is nobody crying about saving those babies? I'll tell you why, because the real issue here, people, is not killing babies. I mean, think about it. Who wants to kill a baby? They're so cute. It's like saying you don't want to pet a puppy. I mean, that's just weird. No, we are not having the real conversation here, people, because abortion bans have nothing to do with killing babies and everything to do with controlling women. You don't believe me? Okay, I'm gonna ask you to close your eyes, okay? Close your eyes right now. And imagine a world where men were the ones who got pregnant, where men got bumps and stretch marks and had to breastfeed. It's funny, right? Now open your eyes and tell me, do you think in that world we would be having this conversation? I would actually bet my life that if the tables were turned and if men were the ones getting pregnant, you'd be able to walk into a 7-Eleven and get a slushie with a side of abortion. Heck, there'd probably be abortion drive-thrus, for God's sake. And you know why? Because no man on the face of the planet would ever agree to anybody telling them what to do with their bodies. That's what women are for. Now let's not kid ourselves here, people, because abortions have been around for a very long time. In fact, they trace back all the way to ancient Egypt. Everybody knows deep down inside that banning abortions is not really gonna stop them from happening. Women will always find a way, but what we will see is more women die as a result of illegal and unsafe abortions, just like they did before abortions were legalized in the 60s and 70s. At the end of the day, the real question is this: who do you think the best person to make a decision about an abortion is? A bunch of white old men who have absolutely no idea what it's like to be a woman or to be pregnant, and from the looks of it, not a lot about the female reproductive system, or a woman who actually knows what it's like to be pregnant and how amazing her body is for being able to get pregnant in the first place? This is not a trick question, people. This is a genuine question. Do we really, as a society, trust women so little? Surely we know more than those who claim that women would just have abortions left, right, and center if there were no bans put on them. Like having Tupperware parties, only with abortions. Hey, abortion anyone? Abortion? Yeah, let's have an abortion party tonight, girls. Woo-hoo-hoo! Ridiculous. You know what this is, ladies? This is the stick that I peed on nearly 9 years ago when I got pregnant with my first and I got the second pink line. I kept it, okay? Most women actually keep their stick, okay? Nobody knows this. Definitely men do not know this. And that's just one thing that men don't know about women and about pregnancies. I was going through fertility treatments because we can get pregnant. We didn't get pregnant easily, okay? So I know what it's like to want a baby and not have it when you desperately want it. And I am still pro-choice. And you know why? Because only a woman knows what it feels like. Now listen, I want to say this to all the lovely women out there. You can be pro-life and it still wouldn't contradict what I just said. You can be against abortions for yourself for whatever reason, whether it is religious, moral, or because you struggled to get pregnant or because you lost a child. I respect that, and my heart truly goes out to you. But it has got to be each woman's choice and her basic right to decide what happens with her own body. And I urge you to stand together and say no to those who are trying to deny us from our basic rights.